My first graphic novel on the list is Skim by Mariko Tamaki and Jillian Tamaki. This is a great graphic novel for and about teenagers considering the protagonist Kim. She's self-righteous and strange, quiet and aloof at times. It tells a slow, everyday story, but there is a lot of charm to it. One becomes almost attached to the burdens of the school and the people in it. The art style in black and white is a good stylistic choice, each block done with a large amount of detail and larger pages using subtlety to convey meaning. Second on the list is This One Summer by Mariko Tamaki and Jillian Tamaki again. The story portrayed in this graphic novel is another simple one, yet somehow darker than Skim. It follows the protagonist Rose through a rough family life that shines through even on vacation. She also becomes obsessed with listening in on the town's teenagers and the adults around her that are figuring out their lives just as much as she is. Her friend Wendy thinks she is interfering too much, until it somehow all comes crashing down. Jillian Tamaki works wonders with her art style again, using a combination of soft and harsh lines and a monochromatic color. Third on my list is Seconds by Bryan Lee O'Malley. In my opinion, O'Malley's storytelling really shines with Seconds. The bright, vivid colors mixed with darker, cooler ones in contrast really brings everything together with the art style. Everything on the page is small, even the boxes, making the story seem just a little less real. It follows Katie, owner of the restaurant Seconds, who also lives above it, trying to open another establishment. As she realizes it's not as easy as she thought and she makes a few mistakes along the way, she finds a way to fix them. She finds a way to go back in time. She does, fixing her mistakes along the way, just little things, until it gets to be too much. Fourth on my list are the Archie comics by Mark Waid and Fiona Staples. The old Archie series gets revamped in this new line of comics, taking the old story and tweaking it just a little to fit in with modern times and a new modern art style, which, I might add, is very nice to look at. The colors don't jump at you, but are instead used incrementally depending on the environment, i.e. when things need to be a certain color or way. Nothing is inherently bright or monochrome. It's a very fun story to read and for fans of the older comics to revisit. Fifth on my list is Paper Girls by Bryan, Kavon, and Cliff Chang. This series is insane, and I love it so much. It is very much an 80s nostalgia trip, which is something I normally don't enjoy as everyone is jumping onto that bandwagon nowadays, but this novel delivers so much more than that. Four girls on a late-night Halloween paper route discover a time machine holed up in a basement and use it without knowing what it is, ending up in the year 2016. I won't spoil much more after that, but it does get crazy. Other than the story, the art style is phenomenal. The colors are vibrant and stunning, immediately popping out on the covers and chapter titles, and the line work is fantastic to boot. Sixth on my list is In Real Life by Cory Doctorow and Jen Wang. This comic deals with the often tired tale of the dangers of the internet, but it largely deals with the people you meet online and share connections with. In this particular story, it speaks of the massively multiplayer role-playing game, Course Gold Online, in which the protagonist Anda joins and finds a friend and ally, Sage. Things get dicey when she is forced to slay illegal gold farmers, but when she talks to one, she realizes that illegal gold farming is what they need to do to survive. Anda then goes on a mission to try and help them no matter what. The art style is gorgeous, using a fairly light color palette, making everything seem nice and soft, even when the mood turns sour. Seventh on my list is Lost at Sea by Bryan Lee O'Malley. Lost at Sea captures the clumsiness, isolation, and aimlessness of adolescence. It is certainly a slower story than some of O'Malley's other works, but I love it all the same. The art style uses just black and white, making a better tone for the overall story. Eighth on my list is Monstrous by Marjorie Liu and Sana Tadeka. Bloody, gory, and just overall violent. Monstrous spins a tale of the great Micah Half-Wolf, a teenage girl who shares a psychic link with a powerful monster. It highlights the inner strength required to withstand dehumanization and stereotyping. The art style is fantastic, using great detail and shadow to convey emotion and, of course, violence. And last on my list is the Scott Pilgrim series by Bryan Lee O'Malley. This critically acclaimed and loved comic series are O'Malley's most famous works by far, and it shows, with characters you fall in love with and an equally riveting story about love and all its awkwardness.